So I looked down at the phone. I was in my hand the entire time everything was going down. And I put it up to my ear. I was like, hello? He was like, what the fuck just happened? Like, what the fuck was that? I was like, well, he was trying to take the car. Like, he's taking the car, and I had the garage door open, and he was like, Kiki, what the fuck was that? So because I knew that music was upset, I'm like, look, I need to dismiss myself from running right now and go in the room. So I went in my room and I sat down on my floor and I started talking to him about the situation, like giving him the rundown of everything that had went down. And he was just like, you know that I'm not there, right? I was like, yeah, I know that. He was like, so you put your hands on this man and I'm not there. Anything could have happened. I was like, but he wasn't gonna beat my ass. He's like, that's besides the point. That's not my point. That's not the point at all. Anything could have happened. And if something happens to you, then I'ma have to step in and I'ma have to correct it. And then what happens if like I'm in jail or some shit because you decided to take it upon yourself and do some idiot shit like that? I was like, but he was doing that. He said, I don't care what he did. What you gotta realize, and you keep failing to realize, Kiki, is that you are not a man. You are not a nigga. You're not a nigga. So stop acting like one. Like you don't have to act like one. I was like, well, I wasn't. He's like, you put your hands on that man. You did. You didn't have to do that. You could have just called me. Like I was already on the phone. You could have just said, be on your way, and I would have been on my way. But no, you didn't do that. You took it upon yourself to put your hands on him. You put the matters in your own hands to put your hands on him. And then what? Then what? I was like, well, I think he got the picture. He gone now. He was like, but that's not my point. You doing all of this, and you know I don't like stuff like that. You know I don't like stuff like that. Like you're not a nigga. Like you're not. So what happens if you lose me in the process of losing your control? I was like, he deserves. He's like, that's not the point that I'm trying to make, Kiki. That's not the point that I'm trying to make. What I'm saying is, you gotta make better, smarter decisions. Like that was some idiot shit to do. Like it was. I don't care how mad you are. You need to learn how to control yourself. Like learn how to control yourself. I was like, okay, all right, okay. He was like, well, I'm gonna just let you go, get yourself together, and we'll just talk tomorrow. And I'm just like, okay. And we hung up the phone. And in my mind, I'm just like, damn, now I done got music mad at me. Cause I'm just like, that nigga deserved it. And then that's when Ronnie came in the room and he was just like, Rob is at the door. Do you want me to let him in? I was like, yeah, you can let Rob in. So he opened the door. Rob came in the room. He was like, you okay, Key? I'm like, Rob, I'm fine. He was like, give me a hug. And I stood up and I gave him a hug. He was just like, are you sure you're okay? I said, I'm fine. I'm like, is he gone? He was like, yeah, he's gone. He's pretty upset, but he's gone. I was like, yeah, I shit. I was really at a loss for words at that point, and I started crying. And they were just like running Rob's like, don't cry, like don't cry, it's all right. I'm like, I gotta put my bed together. This shit's so stressful. I'm like, this was not supposed to happen today. Like this was supposed to be a happy, peaceful day, and like I'm arguing on my first day in my new spot. And Ronnie was just like, don't worry about it. Me and Rob, we'll put your bed together. I'm like, y'all ain't got to. He was like, nope. You sit right there. You've been doing a lot today too. So you just sit down. Me and Rob got it. So Ronnie and Rob ended up putting my bed together. And then when they put my bed together, Rob was just like, I'm gonna take Ronnie home. He's like, matter of fact, here, you take my number. So if you need anything, like you can just call me. Cause at that point, like I've been knowing Rob for a year and a half, and I did not have his number because I'm like, that was Marlon's friend. That wasn't my friend. So there was no need for me to have his number. But he put his number in my phone, and I was just like, all right. He's like, if you ever need anything, like just call me, cause like y'all might not be cool, but me and you, we still cool. I was like, okay, all right. He's like, and I'll take Ronnie home. So he ended up taking Ronnie home, and I sat in the room, and I was a little bit upset with myself because I'm like, I did let my anger get the best of me. I did cross that line and put my hands on him. And I'm like, I hadn't had to put my hands on anybody since Darian. And I'm just like, since that happened, there's no going back from that. Like, I would never be able to look at Marlon the same. I would never be able to like have a friendship with him because I had to put my hands on him. Because I'm like, it shouldn't have came to that. So the next, like, I went to sleep. The next morning I woke up. I had a couple of text messages from Ronnie and Rob, like checking on me, make sure everything was good. And I'm just like everything's fine. And then I just so happened to get like a notification from Lyft. And I'm like, a Lyft notification? It came as a text message letting me know that Marlon is on his way. And I'm just like, Marlon's on his way? Like, what the fuck? And Lyft was sending me a notification because Marlon had ordered a Lyft to pick up somebody from South Carolina. You already know who he picked up from South Carolina. Stoney. And I'm just like, this nigga, can you please just take me off of your safety tools? Because I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I at this point, like, I don't even fucking care. Like, I don't. So I'm sitting up there. I'm just like, I don't give a fuck about none of this. I don't care. So I ended up calling Music, and he was just like, "Are you okay today?" I said, "I'm fine. Everything's fine. I'm cool." He was just like, "Look, last night was that wasn't you. Like that wasn't my Kiki." I was like, "I know. My anger just got the best of me." He's like, "I know your anger always get the best of you, and that's not good. You need to work on that. Like you gotta work on that." I'm like, "I'm trying." I'm like, "I'm really trying." He said, "I know. I see that you're trying." I'm like, "But that was his third time getting in my face, and I don't know, something just snapped." He's like, "I get that, but you're a female. Like you cannot be out here acting like a nigga. That's not your job. Like, you did something that wasn't your job. You called me and I handle it. You don't get dirty. That's my job." I'm like, okay, all right. I'm like, I'm just tired of these niggas playing with me. Like, I'm just tired of like everybody always like coming in thinking they gonna be nice and this and that, and then they just play with me. He's just like, "I'm gonna be completely honest with you, Kiki. You set yourself up for that sometimes." I'm like what you mean? He was like, "You told me that like you be letting them know from the get-go that they don't have to worry about the kids, just worry about you." I'm like, "Yeah," because I'm just like, every time that I meet somebody, they always be on the fence because of the kids. And I'm just like, no, you ain't gotta like worry about the kids too much. Just make me happy, and if I'm happy, my kids are gonna be happy, because it's like I'm gonna be good taking care of them. He's like, "But that's the wrong thing to do. Like, when you have a real man that's trying to be there for you, it's you and the kids. You keep separating it, but then when y'all together, you try to combine it, and that's not how that works. Like, cause you come in giving them the wrong expectations." I'm like, well, with Marlon, he said that he was okay with the kids from the jump, and it's like he was doing all these things in the beginning. He's like, "Yeah, in the beginning," and then what happened? As the relationship progressed, he realized that the kids were expensive. And then what was happening? He was asking you for money, right? I'm like, "Yeah, but he's like, no. See, he wasn't ready. He couldn't afford you and the kids. He could have possibly afforded you, but he couldn't afford you and the kids, and you allowed that to happen. And then in the process of you allowing that to happen, all the responsibility and everything fell back on you, because you had a man that couldn't afford you." So he's like, "See, that's why I know what I can afford, and I know what I can't afford. That's why I don't have kids right now, because I know I'm working on myself and I'm trying to get myself together." And I was like, well, I'm not trying to be in a relationship with nobody right now anyway, because man, fuck niggas. I hate niggas right now. He's like, "Okay, I get that, but at the same time, you gotta watch what you tell people in the beginning, because what you tell people in the beginning is very important." I was like, I know that, but right now I'm not focused on no guy. I'm not focused on no relationship. I just want to do good for me and my kids. Make sure like the boys are good. Make sure we straight. Make sure I be able to afford this place. And I gotta figure out a car. Like, I gotta figure out this car situation. And he was just like, "Don't worry about it right now. Like, you need a ride tomorrow to work, I got you. I'll pick you up." I'm like, "All right, cool." So we continued on our conversation or whatever not. And then we got the phone. When we got the phone, like, I'm sitting in my room just like thinking about the events, thinking about the conversation I just had with Music, whatever. And then I get an alert on the phone from the Vivid camera. And I'm like, oh, I forgot to take this shit off my goddamn phone. So I opened it. And when I opened it, it's Marlon at the front door talking to Stoney.